Hello trainers and welcome to deck profile number 3, Raging Bolt EX paired with Teal Mask Ogerpon, one of the top decks in the game, one of the most powerful and maybe one of the most fun to play or straightforward to play. This is one that you could borrow off me and play on a Thursday at Pokemon Club, but you could also borrow the full 60 off me to play at Competitive League Challenge or League Cup. So let's get into the deck. Raging Bolt, the main attacker here, the main Pokemon, and we've got 240 HP. Basic, dragon type, ancient, no weakness because dragon Pokemon do not have weaknesses. Insane basic Pokemon here. 2 attacks, burst raw, discard your hand and draw 6 cards. Now being able to draw cards, especially if you use this attack, first turn, if you couldn't attack with the second attack, really great to draw cards. We're also going to see slightly later on how that is going to really help you power up the second attack, which is Bellowing Thunder, a lightning and a fighting energy. 70 times is the damage. You may discard any amount of basic energy from your Pokemon, not just this one, but your bench Pokemon as well. This attack does 70 damage for each card you discarded in this way. Now it's got an awkward energy cost, lightning and a fighting, but this could do infinite damage. Depending on how much energy you've got on your Pokemon, we're hitting big numbers, 350. If you've got 5 energy attached to your Pokemon, discard them all, 70 times 5, 350. That's knocking out any Pokemon in the game that doesn't have any sort of HP modifier on it. So we're thinking Dragapult, Charizard. Insane attack. We're going to be looking at how we can power that up turn after turn. So we play 3 of those in the deck, and because of that energy cost, we're going to play 3 lightning energy and we're going to play 3 fighting energy as well. Second main Pokemon on the deck, Teal Mask Ogerpon EX, is a Terra Pokemon. That's going to be really important later on. But its ability is what we're really looking at. Teal Dance, once during your turn, you may attach a basic grass energy card from your hand to this Pokemon. If you attach energy to a Pokemon in this way, draw a card. That's going to help us attach energy, and if we've got 4 of those in the deck, we've got 6 grass energy, so we've got plenty of grass energy, and that's going to help us power up, load up all that basic energy onto our Pokemon so we can use that Bellowing Thunder to discard them all and do big time damage. Now I'm going to leave the support Pokemon till the end actually, and we're going to go to supporter card. Okay, this is the most powerful supporter card in the deck. You might be thinking, okay sir, but how do we get lightning and fighting energy onto our Pokemon without having to miss a turn, because we've got to attach 2 energy and attaching 1 per turn? Well, Professor Sada's Vitality. Choose up to 2 of your ancient Pokemon and attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to each of them. If you attached any energy in this way, draw 3 cards. It's got energy acceleration and it's got draw support, a bit like our Teal Mask Ogerpon. I keep telling you guys, those are the 2 most important bits in the game: energy acceleration and draw support. If you've got both of those in your deck, you are cooking. Professor Sada's Vitality is going to power up our Raging Bolt. It's going to give us some draw support as well. Incredible, insane. And for that reason, we play 4 copies of it in the deck. And actually, we also play a Pal Pad, shuffle up to 2 supporter cards from your discard pile into your deck, because sometimes we want to be able to play Professor Sada more than 4 times in a game. So we want to get it into the deck and use it as many times as possible. But the question begs to be asked, okay, Professor Sada, it takes the energy from the discard pile and attaches it to your ancient Pokemon. Bearing in mind you can only attach 1 energy per ancient Pokemon there, so you can't attach 2 energy to 1. You have to choose 2 different ancient Pokemon, so it'd be 2 Raging Bolts, and attach one of your fighting or your lightning energies to them. You can even attach grass if you wanted to, but usually it's going to be fighting and lightning, because remember the energy cost. But how are we going to get that energy into the discard pile? It's not taking it from the deck, it's not taking it from your hand, so you're going to have to be discarding those energies. Well, on your first turn, you may want to play Squawkabilly EX, basic Pokemon. Once Squawking sees ability, once during your first turn, you may discard your hand and draw 6 cards. Now, if you have a hand that's got some fighting and some lightning energy in it, even a little bit of grass is not the worst thing in the world, but mainly we're looking at lightning and fighting, that's going to go in the discard pile, and that's what you need for Professor Sada. Also, great ability that just gets you going through your deck. Another mantra saying in the Pokemon TCG is thinning is winning. If you get through your deck quicker, you've got a better chance of winning because you're seeing more of the cards in the deck. It's no good having a 60 card deck and you only see 30 of them in the game. You want to be seeing most of those cards in your deck because they're all valuable. You've given them a deck slot, so they must be important to your strategy. Another way, Earthen Vessel. You can only use this card if you discard another card from your hand. Search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Really pivotal card this is, and really versatile. The card you discard from your hand could be a fighting or a lightning, couldn't it? Getting it into the discard pile, only then to get 2 other energy cards from your deck. They could be fighting or lightning because you're going to have to attach for turn on your Raging Bolt, or you could be getting your grass energy out of your deck to then power up your Teal Mask Ogerpons using that Teal Dance ability, or you could do a combination of both of them. So that's entirely up to you depending on the situation you're in. Now, Ultra Balls, we only play one type of Stage 1 Pokemon in the deck, and you might not always be using Ultra Ball to find it. But Ultra Ball's going to be really important in this deck because you can only use it if you discard 2 other cards from your hand. So again, you might be able to guess, what are we discarding? We're discarding lightning and fighting energy, most likely, into our discard pile, using that to help us. Now, we don't always want to get that Stage 1 Pokemon out, and we haven't even revealed what that is yet. We might be just getting a basic Pokemon out of it. You don't even have to get a Pokemon at all from your deck to use this card. So we play 3 of those, mainly for the discard ability, to kind of effect on that, but also to get a Pokemon if you need to. Now, if we forget about discarding cards, we could look at Crispin here. Search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards of different types, reveal them and put one of them into your hand, attach the other to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So that's really good if we could get maybe a lightning and a fighting out. We attach one to our Raging Bolt, we put one in our hand, but we still have our attachment for turn because this is an attachment through Crispin. This doesn't count as our attachment for turn, so we basically cheat another energy attachment for turn. Could even use it to get some grass energy out of our deck as well to help with our Teal Mask Ogerpon. We play one of those. Now, I'd be inclined to play another one of those if it was me playing this deck, and incidentally, I do not like playing against Raging Bolt because it's so powerful, but if I was playing this deck, I'd probably play one more Crispin, but that's just me. We've got some leaves and nest balls for now. Now, we've got so much in our discard pile, we might actually want to get stuff out of our discard pile. Say our Raging Bolt's been knocked out. Say we need that grass energy we've discarded to be able to use the Teal Dance ability. Well, Night Stretch is great for that. Put a Pokemon or a basic energy card from your discard pile into your hand. We play 2 of those, really versatile. Sometimes you'll need a Pokemon, sometimes you'll need an energy card. That gives you the option depending on how the game's going. Energy retrieval, put up to 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. That could be really useful. We might need a fighting or a lightning just to be able to attach for turn if we've already got one on our Raging Bolt. We might need some grass back to attach to our Teal Mask Ogerpon through the Teal Dance ability. And I didn't say it earlier, but just remember, when we attach basic energy using Teal Dance to Teal Mask Ogerpon, that's also not our energy attachment for turn. That's energy attachment through the Teal Dance ability. That's not our energy attachment for turn. So we get to attach our energy for turn as well as using that, which is really, really good. Should have said that earlier. If you need more energy out of your deck, or if you need to discard some energy, only then to get some back, Superior Energy Retrieval. Discard 2 cards from your hand, get 4 energy back into your hand, okay? You don't have to choose 4 energy. You might only have a couple of energy you want to get back in your hand. You might be using it more so for the discard effect, but that's another way to get energy in the discard pile and or energy back into your hand. Okay, you might be thinking, okay, but I need to get these Pokemon in play. Well, we only play basics, apart from this one Stage 1 I will get onto in a moment. So we play 4 Nest Balls. That can get your Teal Mask Ogerpons out, your Raging Bolts out, your Squawkabillies out, and any of our support Pokemon as well that I will show you a little bit later. The different addition to this deck, and we put this into the deck, and this is why people are playing this, because we've lost some cards for Raging Bolt Ogerpon through rotation, stuff like Trekking Shoes and Pokéstop. If I can do some fancy stuff to the video, I'll sort of get an image popping up right now, just reminding you of those cards. But those were ways that we could get to our Professor Sada's Vitality more easily, get to our Earthen Vessels, get to our Ultra Balls, get to our Superior Energy Retrievals, get to our Nest Balls, things that we need to be able to get this deck running. So how do we do that instead? Well, you might notice from the club, this is Van Rotom's in the Stellar Crown pre-release 40 card deck that some of you will have played with, and it's got this awesome ability, a bit like Squawkabilly. You can only use it on your first turn, but once during your first turn you may search your deck for up to 3 colourless Pokemon with 100 HP or less, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So we play 2 of them just because they're so important. The Pokemon we're going to grab some Hoot Hoots, 70 HP, and we're going to grab some Noctowls, okay, 100 HP. But when we then on our next turn evolve to Noctowl, we use this ability. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, if you have any Terra Pokemon in play, you may search your deck for up to 2 trainer cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Well, hello. Tealmask Ogerpon is a Terra Pokemon, and we've got 4 of them in the deck, so there's a good chance we're going to have Tealmask Ogerpon in our deck. It's a Terra Pokemon, therefore when we evolve that Hoot Hoot to a Noctowl, we get to search our deck for 2 trainer cards and put them in our hands. That's likely going to be, one of those trainer cards is likely going to be Professor Sada, one of those trainer cards could be a Crispin, could be an Earthen Vessel, it could be any kind of trainer card that you want. That's why we play the stage 1. We could also, later in the game, if we couldn't use the Van Rotom, we could use our Ultra Ball to get that stage 1 Pokemon. But so important in Noctowl, and that just gets the deck running faster. So we play Noctowl in there because we've got our Terra Pokemon on the bench, and then we can get 2 trainer cards, likely going to be Professor Sada and something else. So Noctowl's really important. On the Terra Pokemon theme, Area 0 under depths, okay? The only downside to Noctowl is that after this, we're not going to really play it. We don't really want to use a 60 damage attack for 2 colourless energy. Like, you know, Noctowl's only there to get those energy. So we kind of got, then we're using up bench space that we really want for our Tealmask Ogerpons and our Raging Bolt EXs and our other support Pokemon. So if I go to the end here, we've got Fezandipity EX, we've got Latias EX that gives our basic Pokemon free retreat. We've got Slitherwing, we've got Iron Bundle, and we've got Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX. Now, your little task trainers, to prove to me you've watched this video, why do we play this card in the deck? There are a couple of correct answers you could say. So in the comments box, tell me why you think we play this card in the deck. That's the little aside there. But we've got this Noctowl. It's a bit of a liability, especially because it's weak to lightning as well. Amp You Very Much is going to knock it out super easily. So how do we get rid of this liability that takes up bench space after it's served its purpose? Well, we play 3 Area 0 under depths. Remember me talking about this card in the club? If you have Terra Pokemon in play, you can have up to 8 Pokemon on your bench. Well, we do have Terra Pokemon in play, don't we? Because we're playing so many Tealmask Ogerpon EXs. And maybe one other card, but I'm going to let you figure that one out yourself. That's really, really useful to extend our bench. And then we hope that our opponent maybe at some point bumps this stadium, which means we have to discard down to 5 Pokemon on our bench, which means we can get rid of these Noctowl liabilities, get them into the discard pile, and you never know, maybe at some point later in the game we Night Stretcher it back to be able to use the Noctowl ability again, or we just keep them in our discard pile because it's safer to have them in there than have something that's easily KOable on the bench. So we play 3 Area 0 under depths because we hope we're going to draw into those and be able to utilise those quickly. And then we just play the general important cards in the game. So we've got a boss's orders, so we can knock out whatever we want to with our Raging Bolt EX. we've got our Prime Catcher as well. You can switch in one of your Pokemon and you switch in one of your opponent's Pokemon. That's our A spec of choice. Again, if it was me, I would probably play maybe something like Secret Box. And again, if I can do some cool things with the video, I'll just get a little picture of Secret Box coming up. That's probably what I would do, but Prime Catcher is one of the best A specs, if not the best A spec in the game, so I can understand why you play it, gust up whatever you need to KO. Kira, now this is the card in the deck that I probably would put another Crispin in for, but the deck list I got from this successful deck, you can either switch in one of your Pokemon to the active spot, or you can do plus 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX. So, you know, it's quite useful. Say you can only discard 3 energy with a Raging Bolt, and that's 210 damage, but you've played Kieran and chosen to use the second effect of the supporter card, you could be doing 240 damage. So, you know, could be very useful in some circumstances. We've got INO as well, super useful card. Both you and your opponent shuffle your hand, put them to the bottom of your deck, and then you draw cards for however many prize cards you've got remaining. So again, if you're losing, if you've had a bad start, it's a way to claw back the game, reduce your opponent's hand to nothing, especially if they've got taken, you know, 4 prizes, you know, they only draw a hand of 2. It can change the game. Such an important card in any deck. And then this last one, Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, only plays 1. I might play 2 in if I was playing this deck, but the ancient Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 60 HP and can't be affected by special conditions. So you're going to give your Raging Bolt 300 HP there. So it's looking a little bit messy, but this is the Raging Bolt EX Tilmask Ogerpon deck. Let me know what you think of the deck if you play it. Super powerful. Give it a go on Thursdays. And again, if you like it, this could be the deck that you choose to play in the tournament or beyond. If you want to do a competitive league challenge or league cup, and I feel that you're ready to do that, then you could borrow the full 60 real cards off of me. All right, peace out, trainers. Thanks for watching.